in association with Epoxy Shower Repairs. If you have a leaking shower, then give the team at Epoxy Shower Repairs a call and they will certainly help you out. Find them on Facebook or give them a call on 0421 659 528.
Hi everyone and welcome to this episode of the Pod of Mandurah City, bringing you the news and views from the club, featuring players, coaches, volunteers and supporters. So if you're in the Masters or Mini-Roos, State League or Sunday Leagues, we will have you covered. So the first interview of this week's podcast has to go to a member of our very successful and winning Margaret River ladies competition winners from the weekend just gone. And so Ava, who's had a pretty busy weekend just gone, has come to join me to tell us all about it. And Ava, first of all, congratulations, because you actually played Friday night in the night series games.
Yes, thank you.
And came on for the last 20 minutes, so well done on that. And was that a good experience for you?
It was a very good experience. I really like how, as a development player, we have the opportunity to move up into the first team when they do need subs, and yeah, it was really cool.
So let's talk about it. When you came on, was the pace of the game, did you go, was you tired after your 20 minutes?
Oh, I was definitely tired, but I think it was just because we really pushed it in that second half, and moving forward into that last 20 minutes, it was all just go, smash straight to the ball. So it was really good. Yeah.
So let's do a little diary. That game finished probably about 10:30 Friday night.
Yeah.
And you played your first game down at Margaret River
at
11 o'clock Saturday morning. So was it a case of play your game, get showered, get changed, and go straight to Margaret River, or did you go early Saturday morning down there?
Yep, Saturday morning we went. So we woke up around 6 in the morning, left around 7, I think, and then we went to our Airbnb and then straight to the ground, and then we played. Yeah.
So the first game was a 1-1 draw against Balcatta, so we'll put that down to jet lag for.
Yeah. That was definitely probably one of our hardest games that we played. Yeah.
Okay, and then after that, 4-0 win over Bustleton. So it's always nice to play teams that you're not going to be playing in the league season like Bustleton. So I mean, that was 4-0, and then your final game on the Saturday was a 0-0 draw against Australind, I believe. So not bad. It was undefeated, and then. Was you all too tired to go out on the Saturday night, or was it?
Actually, everyone came back to our place, and we had everyone just bring their own takeout and food, and it was really a good bonding experience. Everyone just came and just talked, and it was great.
Cool. So none of you had a hangover on Saturday? Well, you too young to have a hangover.
Yeah, I'm too young.
Start, anyway.
I had a juice box hangover.
Yeah, juice box. Yeah. You were high on the vitamin C and all the sugar. Anyway, so then on Sunday. Mount Barker, a 4-0 win against Mount Barker, so it was a good performance there.
Good start, yeah.
Yeah. And then you defeated the host Margaret River 2-0, so it's always good to defeat the host.
Always good
team.
to win the host.
And then, so semi-final, 2-0 against Perth Saints.
Yep, which is some of our Masters girls actually playing the Perth Saints.
Oh, really?
So it was very fun playing against people we did know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did that make it harder for you, though, to play against them? Or was it...
I don't think so. It was definitely... They're very smart players. So us being a much younger team, it was a change of pace between all of the games.
Cool. And then that led us to the final against... Now, was it Dalian? Or can you remember who the final? I've got Dalian up, but...
I think, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. A 1-0 win. So who's the hero? Who got...
Gina Madigan.
Gina
Madigan.
Well done, Gina.
She is a state rugby player who started to play football this year. And yeah, this is like her first real competition. So it was very good to see her just like hit the ball straight in from a corner.
What was the goal? What was the goal like then?
It was from Lola's corner.
Yep.
And I think it came off maybe Mum's head, so Mel's head.
Yep.
And the goalkeeper hit it out, and she just knocked it straight in the corner. So it was really good.
And was that in the first half, second half?
First half.
So it was the first half, was it? And then you won the final 1-0.
Yeah.
You scored in the first half. Was it, should you have scored more? Or did they attack and it was a bit hairy, scary at times? And did you deserve the win?
We very much played best in our first half. Yeah. And as soon as we got that goal, I think we were like, oh, we're winning. So we kind of went down a bit.
Okay.
But I think we did deserve the win. We played really hard, and we did have most of the ball throughout the whole game, and there was many more opportunities to score, but we were just unlucky to.
Yeah. So deserved winners on the over the weekend, and was there a trophy, or was there?
It was a very mini trophy.
A mini trophy,
but all the girls got wine.
All wine, except you got a juice box, didn't you?
No, we got wine as well, and they told us to give it to our parents.
Yeah, I'm sure Mum was very happy.
Yeah, 2 wines for Mum.
So congratulations, and leading on to the success on Sunday, we've got the last night series group stage against Gosnells.
Yeah.
Hopefully. So that's at 5 o'clock. Is it 5 o'clock Sunday?
Yeah, 5 o'clock,
Sunday night. So are you going to be part of that team this Sunday?
Do you know yet? We don't have the lineup.
No.
But I'm pretty sure most of our first team girls will be back.
So it was such a good experience.
It really was.
So congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Well done. So pass on their congratulations to the whole team. We did a nice little write-up on our website at the final. And so if anyone wants to come down on Sunday to watch the girls play, it's free entry. 5 o'clock kick-off at home ground, so come on down. The bar's open. I think there's a sausage sizzle again going.
Hopefully.
So we'll have a good night on a Sunday night. Weather looks brilliant for Sunday night.
Yeah.
Perfect night out for a night. So, but Ava, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And we'll say back to you soon. Davey from the Amateurs has joined us for a quick chat on how the Amateurs is progressing this pre-season. And Davey, first of all, thanks for joining us. First question we always ask people at the news: who's your team? Who do you support?
Thanks for having me, Jim. I'm a Celtic man through and through, so it seems to fit in with the club down here, with the Scottish contingent, so it's pretty good.
Cool. So Manchester City Amateurs, I think it's fair to say the last 2 or 3 years they've been going through a bit of a lean spell. Is it, obviously when I was first around this club a long time ago, we had very, very strong amateurs as well. It'd be really good to start the process again, almost like start from scratch and get the amateurs back up to the top division where they really should belong.
Yeah, I know the boys had a kind of tough start to the last season. I think the Resi started pretty well and then kind of fell away. But when I came in kind of the middle of the season last year, and we finished strong, so it kind of gave the boys a kind of good attitude to get back into pre-season. We have lost a few players, but we're getting good numbers at training, and it's positive from the boys. I mean, there's guys that left and want to come back, so they're obviously hearing good things about what's happening at training. And it's been getting a good turnout so far. It's good feedback from the boys, so it's been good.
Davey, how's pre-season going? Like, have you played some games yet? And
we had the first pre-season game up at Jundana, who recently got promoted, I believe, from the 3rd division. We got a bit of a touching up there, but it was
a learning curve.
But I guess it's a learning curve for me, and shows the boys where we needed to be in order to be at that level. So I mean, we went up there, it was 43 degrees, which didn't help anyone. I think we only had 3 sessions before it as well, so I mean, it was a learning curve. And then the following week we went on and played the Premier Division champions, and we held them well to a 1-1 draw down at home. So I mean, it was a 1-1 draw, but I think if it was going to go anyway, I thought we could have nicked it, but it was positive from the boys. Everyone worked hard, and everyone was wins the next game kind of thing. It was good. It was positive.
Because I think that team that you drew 1-0 actually won their first night series, going 5-1 at the weekend. That's against another Premier League team that they beat.
Yeah, so it was good to kind of see that we can be at that standard, but the hard work has to continue in training. So we had the weekend off there, and again we've got 3. I think we've got another 2 games lined up so far. Hopefully another 3rd confirmed tonight. So it should be a run of 3 weeks of games for the boys to look forward to.
And are you still looking for any additional players? Any
100%.
Any other requests?
100%. I mean, like at the moment, it's if you're looking to play, you're welcome to come down. The way I see it, until that league kicks off and we've got players signed, I mean, the door's always open as far as I'm concerned. Like, it's amateur football, we need a big squad. It's a long season, people work away, people have got families and other commitments. So I mean, ideally in a perfect world, we've got between 22 and 23 players for each team.
And that's a lot, isn't it? Really? Especially when you consider the state league only has 16 or 17.
It's a lot of players. Like, and if I'm realistic, we're probably not going to get that. But that's why I'm saying, like, the door's open if you want to come down. And my aim is to have 17 players there every week for each team, so that we don't have to rotate between resis and AMs. but also have that opportunity. If you're playing well, you'll come up from the resis, and vice versa. You know what I mean? And make it challenging for the boys.
And for those people that may not know how it works, the reserves play first, normally at 1 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon, and then the first team play at 3 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon. So sometimes the reserve players then go onto the bench for the first team as well, don't they? So
so I mean, that was an experience for me. Like, obviously coming from the UK, I've never experienced that before. Where you play in both teams, it's always you're in the resis or you're in the first. But I think it's a good thing because it keeps everyone involved. I mean, if you are short, you can switch it around. You can pull players from the first to the resis. But like I say, to have those two big squads and have basically, I want it to be a focus where the resis are successful and also the first is successful. If you've got two successful teams, from what I'm hearing, it kind of leads you on to success for both teams.
Success breeds success, doesn't it?
Exactly right, and it makes it competitive in training as well.
So the first fixture, although the fixture list hasn't been announced yet, but I think is it the second Sunday in April, something like that?
Yeah, I think it's either the first or the second Sunday in April. We've got the first cup game. And then I think it's straight into the league games after, kind of mid-April after that.
And it's normally 12 or 14 teams to a league, something like that. So it's a full-on season that goes right the way through till mid-September.
Yeah,
so
exactly. So we've got a long way to go. So I mean, the aim is just to get as many games under our belt until then. Keep the boys training. We have been introducing some beach sessions as well now, just to get that extra bit of cardio fitness into the legs of the boys.
And what a place to come to the beach, down in sunny Mandurah in an evening. It can be quite nice, quite hard work though as well.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, running up and down those dunes, I'm not getting any younger myself. So.
Yeah, that's why I've given up. So Davey, what nights and what times do people are interested? When he's training?
At the moment, we're training on a Wednesday night. We're getting the boys here at 6:45 to get the goals out. Then we'll do a bit of a warm-up. We train till around 9 p.m. But we're trying to make training, it's not just running around in circles, we're trying to make it interactive as well. Plenty of ball work, plenty of moving with the ball, plenty of possession games, making it fun as well, but also having a lot of game-based drills throughout training as well.
Yeah, and obviously then on a Sunday, home games, come and play the game, and then the bar's always open afterwards as well. So there's a social aspect as well as a serious aspect to this as well.
Like, at the end of the day, we're amateur football players. Like, we come here because we enjoy it, but also it's to get away from the commitments that we've got outside of it and have a bit of time with the boys and have a bit of a debrief after the game, a few beers. And obviously a lot of us have come in from far and wide and we don't have a lot of people around, so this is where you make the friends.
That's it. Yeah, I certainly made a load of friends in the time I've spent here, and very grateful for that as well. So
100%. I mean, I came down last July, and to be welcomed so warmly from the whole club, not just the team, it's been great. I've loved every minute of it so far.
Well, Davey, and obviously we better mention your assistant Charlie, who's
Oh no, look, Charlie was good enough to put his hand up. I know Charlie's done some coaching badges himself, so it's different playing the game to actually coaching as well. So Charlie will see things that I don't see as well, and he's got a bit of different ideas. So I mean, we're constantly on the phone bouncing ideas off each other. Whether we know what we're talking about yet, we're still trying to figure that out. But look, if we're getting positive feedback from the boys as well, like if they're not enjoying something, we're happy for them to put their hands up, and but if it's not working, we'll do something else. You know what I mean?
And is Charlie registered as a player as well this year?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, so we're both player managers, player coaches, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. So yeah, basically we'll do all the legwork. But at the end of the day, we're still holding ourselves responsible as well. Not just going to turn up and not train as hard as the boys. We want to play, we have to train as hard as the boys.
And are you like manager and Charlie assistant, or are you joint coaches?
Me manager, Charlie more on the coaching side, but we're trying to make joint decisions. You know what I mean? It's not like I make the rules and you say what I say. And then, like I say, it's amateur football. We need to be honest with each other, and I think it goes through the team as well. The boys will let us know what they think works. So it's good, and we've got experience in the team as well. We've got, like I said, Jimmy Dalton's in there. He's done it before, so it's good to. I've talked to Jimmy quite a bit, just bouncing ideas off him as well.
Yeah. So anyone who wants to come down Wednesday night, 6:45, come down, have a kick, have a session. We'll sign you up.
Exactly. That's exactly it.
And then come and have some beers on a Sunday afternoon as well.
We've got a away game this Sunday at West Ham, and then we've got a kind of local derby against Murray Rangers next Sunday.
Okay.
And fingers crossed we'll have another one to be announced hopefully tomorrow, which is another big local derby. So
excellent.
I'll wait until we get the confirmation of that before we put it out there.
Well, good luck for the season. No doubt we'll catch up during it, and we'll celebrate some silverware at the end of the season.
Fingers crossed.
That'll be good, won't it? Cheers, Davey. Thank you.
Jim.
Joining me is Tony, the State League Under-18s coach. And Tony, first of all, welcome to the club, because this is your first season here. You've moved from another club that's fairly local from previous years. First question we always ask people when they come on this podcast is, which team do you support?
Manchester City.
Obviously,
Manchester City Football Club, that's it.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it. No, only joking. Other sides. Celtic support, obviously coming from Scotland. My support Celtic. So obviously being involved with Lee Griffiths and stuff like that. It's going good. So yeah, happy with that. Obviously Beardy. I know Beardy through obviously football as well, kind of thing, from obviously playing against them, obviously other clubs and stuff like that. So yeah. Good
stuff. So under-18s then.
Yes.
It's you've had experience in the past of under-18s at state league level. So you're well versed to what the format and the competition's like.
Yeah.
First of all, how's pre-season going?
Yeah, pre-season, I think myself and Gaz and Alan, we thought it's been quite successful for the players. Obviously we've not played a lot of games, but we've played at different levels, obviously NPL level, obviously state level and state 2 level kind of stuff, and the kids have reacted the right way. They're now understanding what we're trying to achieve on the park. So yeah, it's looking positive. A lot of good performances. There's still a lot of work to be done, but us 3 coaches can see the progression and the potential progression of the players.
And is it a group of kids that are a young team for an 18? So are we looking at 16? So you've got them for more than possibly the year and maybe 2, or is it a bit of a mixture that you know at the end of the season that half a team could be moving on to reserves and even state league?
Oh yeah, that's always a game for me anyway, as progression of the players. Yeah. And as I always say, it's okay you're 18 smashing the league and winning the cup stuff, but if your first team are struggling, then everything goes with the first team. So my whole ethos is try to get players progressed to the resis, but ideally it would be to the first team to get them involved with the environment with Beardy. But yeah, it's a very, very young squad we have, ranging from 16, 17. I think the oldest players just turned 18 there. So we've got that balance, but as I says, Jim, the kids are hungry, they want to learn, they want the educational side of it, and we're trying to give them as much as we possibly can.
And I'm still seeing posts on Facebook. In fact, I saw one today that a state league team's looking for a player for their under-18s still. Surely we're not in that position, are we?
No. Yeah. As I say, mate, when we first done the trials, we had over 40 odd kids there attending the trials kind of stuff, and the trials were predominantly only going to go for 2 to 3 weeks, but because we had so much interest, we had to do over a 4-6 week period kind of stuff. So we have a full squad of 18, but as I say, I'm hoping players will be progressing to the Lords of Reserves, then opens up spaces for 16s, NPL, 15s, NPL, divisional 18s, whatever there. As I say, everyone gets a fair crack at the whip. So now we're fully out, 18 capacity kind of stuff. So yeah,
it's good. And would it be unfair to ask, is there, and you probably don't have to name it, but is there 1 or 2 in your squad that you think they're going to be the next?
100%, mate. 100%. I look at, I've got players already I know that are going to surpass obviously the resi and hopefully go to the first team kind of stuff. They just have to be at this age. They have to be monitored with obviously their workload out with football, because a lot of them do the futsal, they're working full time, and they're doing other sports, whether it's cricket and stuff like that as well. So myself and other coaches, we just monitor obviously what they're doing to try and get them to that next level. But yeah, by all means, there's a few players in the team, and if not this year, then hopefully with it next year, kids coming through, then that'll be definitely for next season.
And next Saturday is the first competitive game with the State League Cup games against Curtin University, which lucky enough are technically they're at home, but they're not here. They're in Medora Bay. But I suppose everyone really wants to get that first competitive game up and running, and to get the season underway properly, I suppose.
Is there such a thing as a non-competitive game really in football? Really? But yeah, I totally get what you're saying, kind of stuff. Cup games are always interesting. Obviously, as I've told the players, we don't take any game for granted, whether it's State 1, State 2, State whatever it is, doesn't matter. We always try and get the best out of the players, and as I said at the start, winning is good to do it, but my full focus is on getting progression of the players, getting them understanding what we're trying to achieve in the park. And if we can get that down to a kind of fine tune, then the players will do well in the season.
So I suppose that really, my next question was, what's the aims for September? And you've pretty much answered that by watching those players grow, develop, progress, get better, challenge for the next stage upwards, and win the league.
No pressure. 100%, mate. As I say, obviously that's the whole point of starting football, is to try and win games and win leagues and cups kind of stuff. But as I said, to win the league and to win the cups, that's a bonus to me. I would be more happy to see players progress into the first team to get that environment and then help the first team be successful, and obviously their challenges for the league as well, to be part of having that players progression coming through. That's a thing for me.
So for people that don't know, the under-18s, they play on a Saturday morning,
yes,
at 11 o'clock in the morning, predominantly, unless, with the
first
reserves.
game against Dianella is 1 o'clock kickoff. That's a late kickoff. That's the only game for the season.
That's it, and the first 2 games are away because of they've been in March. We don't really have full use of the ground, so the first home game is against
Coburn.
The first home game, so we've got is
Coburn
away. So the first 2 games are Dianella away, then Coburn away, and then it's Mum FC, I think, on the 6th of April.
Okay.
Is the,
don't
look at Squaddy. Squaddy's wrong. Squaddy's got a sort of home game.
Ahead yet, mate.
So, but it's so home games 11 o'clock on a Saturday morning. Come on down. The tea and coffee available, and they're normally quite entertaining games. And
definitely. And do you know what, mate? That's what I spoke to Ian. Obviously, Ian approached me before the season, a few months before the season kind of stuff, and he says, come down for a chat, get a feel for the club kind of thing. And I came down, and it's a good place to be. The clubs and the club and the whole general, where it's women's football, juniors, seniors, divisional, NPL, it all seems to be in a good way now, and it just makes my job a bit easier. Being a coach is that I've got the luxury, if you like, to have a possible look at 16s NPL, 18s divisional, 15s NPL, so that's also a good thing, being a Saturday State League coach.
Excellent. Well, wish you all the best for the season ahead, mate, and look forward to some of these kids breaking into the first team.
Hopefully,
and
fingers crossed.
You can buy me a beer for everyone that breaks through.
Sounds like a plan. Mate.
Cheers.
Like
Good luck,
mate.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Mate.
This podcast is brought to you by our sponsors, Epoxy Shower Repairs. If you have a leaking shower, then please call the team at Epoxy Shower Repairs on 0421 659 528 or email them at epoxyshowerrepairs@gmail.com and they will certainly help you out. Epoxy Shower Repairs, fixing leaking showers without removing the tiles.
And finally, we come to that section of the pod where we just do a quick roundup of all the things that have happened this week at the club and anything that's maybe coming up soon. As I record this on Friday the 8th of March, it's International Women's Day. So we've just done a post out on all our social medias, just thanking all the women who are part of the club, all the parents, coaches, committee members, supporters, just to celebrate International Women's Day. And I hope that everyone's have a nice day. And on the subject of women, just to round it up, let's call it International Women's Weekend, because on Sunday night, the 10th of March, our ladies played their last group games of the night series against Gosnell City. That's a 5 o'clock kickoff on Sunday evening, so admission is free. Bars open, so why not come down and enjoy a nice pleasant Sunday evening down the club watching the football. So, one thing that's coming up in the future for our juniors is our Mandurah City Fun Day. This is on Saturday the 6th of April between 9 and 11. This is a morning where we invite all our junior players to come along with their parents. We're going to have lots of team photos. Junior players are going to be presented with their play-in shirts. There's going to be lots of fun and games. We're all going to do a crossbar challenge. Food and drink available. And also, once all that's finished at 11 o'clock, our State League teams all kick off their season. Well, it's their home game, the first home game of the season as well. So that's Saturday the 6th of April between 9 and 11. Junior Fun Day. Should be a good day, and admission to that is absolutely free. So why not come on down and enjoy the afternoon. So a few weeks ago we put a call out for a club photographer or two, in which we got 2 or 3 people come forward and said they'd like to come and take some photos. And if you've seen any of our social media posts just recently, you've seen the benefits of having a couple of very good photographers come down and take photos, and we're grateful for those that did come forward, and your pictures are absolutely wonderful. What we really would like now is a match day reporter. Doesn't matter on what game, but we really would like some match reports come through so we can publish them and let everybody know how your team's going. We're looking as I say, for any game, but if you're really, if you come down on a Saturday and watch the Men's State League, that'd be great, or the Women's State Leagues. But as I said, any Sunday games that you go down. So if anyone's interested, just get in contact with the club and we'll help you out and point you in the right direction to it. So any match day reporters, please come on down and help us out. Last week, just gone, our MPL sides were all presented with their shirts for the season ahead when we had our MPL Open evening, and that was a good success. Photos are all on our website and our social media sites. So what a good night. We had a big contingent of players and parents down. Always good to see. Thank you for coming down and support the club. And let's hope that our MPL sides have a wonderful season ahead. And finally, I think, we shouldn't really go out saying again, congratulations to the ladies team who did win the Margaret River tournament, as we've heard earlier on in the podcast. Well done. It was a fantastic achievement, especially as most of you played on the Friday night and then had 6 or 7 games over the weekend. So I hope you've had a nice rest this week and getting ready for Sunday night's game. So that's about it for your podcast this week. As ever, if you want to come on and talk about anything regarding the club or football related, then please just come on board, come and see me or come and see anyone at the club. We'll get your contact details and we'll either meet up somewhere down the club or we can have a chat over the telephone and promote the club and get more people down and watching all the games. So anyone that's interested, please come on down. It'll be really good to see you. Be nice to have some new voices on the podcast as well. Which is now going to probably be a more regular weekly thing, so there's going to be plenty of opportunity to come on board and have a chat about your team, your club, or if you're a player and you just want to talk about how you've been going at the start of the season, just come on board. It'd be really good to hear from you and hear other people's thoughts on the way the season's going. So until hopefully next week, thank you for listening. If you are listening to this on iTunes or Spotify or any of those other podcast sites, and you can give us a rating, obviously 5 stars is what we would like. That'll be absolutely grand. Spread the word, please. The more people that listen, the more we get out there, and the more people we can attract to all our games. So once again, thanks for listening. Till next week, it's bye for now.